Please leave a message after the
Harry Potter, when did that come out? I want to say it came out when I was
97, same year as Final Fantasy 7.
yeah,
First
wow.
book.
That 1997?
Yeah, first book.
That early. I guess I started out reading the first three then together.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I started reading it when I was young, and I grew up with the character as he grew up. It's more than just being a tale about a boy. It's about somebody growing up. He goes through a lot. So there's some dark moments. It's like kind of like Berserk in a way where there's like a lot of heavy dark stuff, and then like the light points really shine through because everything else is so gloomy at some parts. So that attracted me to it a lot, and I think overall I enjoyed it a lot. It stimulated me a lot. There was a lot of fan base where you're trying to figure out things that were foreshadowed ahead of time. It was really interactive and neat. That being said, since I'm talking about the story specifically, let's start with the retconning. Not a big fan of retconning. In fact, I will say that's been my biggest deterrent from Western stories is too much retconning. That includes American graphic novels, comics, movie series, TV series, whatever. There's too much retconning.
It's the stain of originality. When you can't come up with new ideas, you go back and you start tweaking and changing, and it doesn't feel natural anymore. It's Frankensteinish.
That's part of how I feel about it. I mean, it's also confusing. It can get too confusing, make things too convoluted, make it too difficult for somebody new to come in, new blood to come check out your stuff because, I heard it was this, and then I heard it was this, and then I heard it was this, now it's this. What happened? It's too much shit. That being said, when it comes to a character's sexual preference, who fucking cares? She wants him to be gay, then just let him be gay. Was it an important part of the story? Well, then why is it so important to you? Like, for me, when it comes to the author, you want to talk about the author's sincerity on the issue. If it was really that big of a deal, then let's say the 7 books are already done. And it's like, you know what? He was gay. Fantastic. So when you go back in time, just show him being gay then. Make it kind of an important part of the story maybe when it comes to him.
Well,
otherwise,
let me jump in there.
Saying lip service.
Yeah, it's not just lip service because I wanna target the point I think Joe wants me to dig into. People use people for money, for fame, and just to be cool. I don't think she's doing it even just to be. I understand she's using it to get that demographic, to get those people in when she really doesn't care. And she can't back it up either. So okay, I'm gonna say this now. Oh, they were always that anyway. Are you gonna follow up and go? So show us in these prequel movies that's the case, and they're not going to. Why? Why do you think that she's got the opportunity to, he's gay, fine. So you've got these prequel movies right now that you're actively developing. Why aren't we seeing him being gay now? Why do you think that's not happening?
I don't know, dude. But that was my point. Like, if you want to change him to be gay, then when you go back in time and you have the opportunity to, like you were just saying, just fucking make him gay. Make him gay, make it maybe an important part of the story at some point. But don't just say it and then it's like, well, when we go back in time, you can't tell. Then who fucking cares? Like, what was the whole point? And if that's how it is by the end of it all, I'm just going to tell people, like, stop caring about it so much because clearly she didn't care about it. Who cares? It was just like literally a box to tick.
Yeah, but it's upsetting. And I think that's the point that a lot of those people, it's not just, I can't just write it off. You use me.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to kind of cut you off here.
Okay.
It's not because I'm trying to be a dick or anything, but it's like, when it comes to this community, why do you care so much about somebody going backwards and retconning a character that didn't seem gay at all anymore? And then when they go back and past, either they're going to show they're gay or not. Why don't you care more that there aren't main characters of original stories that are LGBT, TQ or whatever? I'm sorry, I can't think of what the acronym is, but you know what I mean, right? Like, why don't you care more that there aren't more stories centric to that instead of a character who might have a bit part if they even want to add it into their past retcon story?
I think the reason is because those stories, like Harry Potter, is all encompassing. It's all around you. It feels like it's part of your culture, and it doesn't reflect society. If this series is meant to reflect everyone, and the director or author says, you know what, it does reflect everyone, and your person is represented too, but then she says it but doesn't show it, it's an insult. To you, I can understand, and I'm not even, gay or anything, but I can understand that, I'm going to put a black person, let's say a person that comes from Africa in there. Okay, or African heritage. But then he
Okay.
goes there, but he has nothing to show. He's might as well just be white. He's from his family don't speak the language or anything like that. She just said they were immigrants, but you go to the house and you see nothing to that effect. You just feel like
I
you're being
do. I do
used.
see that being like a snub and everything. But like I said, that should be much less important to you than just original content and stories. A whole series devoted to that. Like
No, sure,
it's
sure,
kind of
sure,
it's kind
sure.
of bullshit. Yeah, it's kind of bullshit
No,
on a
it's the
major
same.
platform that
It's the
you do that
same.
thing.
Yeah,
But
it's the same argument that we always say that why do you change, the race of character when you can just create new ones? We've had this discussion multiple times. Here's the thing with her in particular. I just think that. Oh, and actually, I want to get to the root of the problem. This is the point I wanted to
okay,
get to.
yeah, go
The
for it.
root of the problem is the reason why she hasn't done it is because you look at it, they don't. It's one thing when you want to cash your chips in and say, I'm cool with you, but it's another thing when you don't want to pick up the fight. These
Okay.
studios,
So she wants to draw in the audience. She wants to say, yeah, this character's gay, but she doesn't want to help them at all in any way in their community or the
not
fight
just
for
help
her
them,
rights.
for her doing that, she's going to get a lot of heat from
Okay.
Republicans and from people that are very religious and don't believe in that kind of stuff. And if she starts doing things like having them kiss and doing things that she knows the majority of these religious Christian people do not like and do not believe in, it's going to hurt her brand. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
why they feel used, because they're like, you say this, but to actually do it, you're going to get pushback. And that's how the characters live.
Yeah. All right. I understand now. So they're mad that she's like middle roading it. She just wants all the benefits and none of the negatives.
That's that is the reality though. If they really are gay in this world, it would be more complicated. It wouldn't be black and white. Maybe the characters in the story would some of them would be prejudiced towards them. I know it's very complex for a children's story, but don't half-ass it. I think that's it's like if you're going to do this, do it properly. Don't just say they are when there was no clue of it. And then even when you've got the chance to advance the story and show these things, you don't do it because you're scared that the studios or the groups or the religious people are going to come, because they are. But that's the commitment you make if you're going to be real about it. And I understand that's what, and I've read articles about, it's all talk. It's all
Yeah, it
hearsay.
is.
And you're just cashing in.
I understand better. It is definitely, it's all talk. Like, be bold. Don't be afraid. Like, it's fucking J.K. Rowling. Like, even if she loses a huge chunk of her fan base, she'll gain just as much, if not more, from doing that action.
But
she's beloved.
But the scummiest thing of all is that it's transparent as fuck. You know they weren't that way. You know it's clear as day that they weren't that way. Hermione was.
When I read that book,
yeah,
Dumbledore just seemed like a strange hermit to me. Like, he didn't seem like he was interested in connecting with anybody on a romantic level, like an intellectual, like a true intellectual.
Yeah, even taking him out of it. If you go back to Hermione, after the show, I was reading the page that says Hermione's white face appeared behind the tree. She said Hermione's white face. They tweeted
White
it at her,
face.
and then she said, "No, I never really said what race she was. You said her white face. I mean, but no, it's just it's pathetic. And she's not the only one. Disney do it. It's about. But this is what I understand. I want to stop here. The movie studios, when it comes to a certain age demographic, it's gonna take a long time for them to. I mean, there's a lot of people that, and again, we're gonna get to pornography, and even sexual identity, and even talking about sex. Even that's tough at a young age. But now you want to talk about gender roles, stuff like that. People, when you get to a certain age demographic of movies, they don't want to know. If we're talking about older movies, action movies, stuff like that, made a lot of progress, but even that's taking time. If we're bringing it down or bringing the age down, and you want to get to these, sexual identity, sexually, preferences, the lower it gets, the more sticky it gets. J.K. Rowling, I don't know what you want to class her books as when it comes to demographic, but children's books with adult undertones. Either way, her saying that I think she's really put herself in a dangerous place, and she deserves the backlash she's getting because she's very transparent. She's just trying
to wholeheartedly, she deserves it.
Please leave another message at voiceofmail.com.